cannot, we must not, we will not leave our citizens behind. We're going to be focused on jobs, economic vitality, and bringing Philadelphia back from this economic crisis. We're working every day to make this a safer city. Here in Philadelphia, we know how to get things done. We are sick and tired of being sick and tired about blight and deteriorated properties in this city. We are the smart choice. We are the smart city, ready to go. We are incredibly excited about this farmers market as a part of our Get Healthy Philly initiative. I'm joined, of course, I think you've gotten to know all the folks up here, but I'm joined by Everett Gillison, Chief of Staff and Deputy Mayor for Public Safety, Sam Phillips, Director of the Office of Emergency Management, Chief Inspector Joe Sullivan, Philadelphia Police Department, Donna Farrell, World Meeting of Families, Executive Director Bob Shrufely, Chairman? President, Chairman, CEO, in charge, World Meeting of Families for Philadelphia. I'll make a couple comments and then be glad to respond to any questions that you might have. There's been some media speculation over the weekend regarding some maps which allegedly show the security perimeter for the visit for Pope Francis during the World Meeting of Families. I want to be very, very clear with all of you. No official security perimeter has been announced or fully and finally determined. Let me say that one more time. No official security perimeter has been officially announced by the parties who would actually officially announce a security perimeter for this event. Therefore, speculative reporting on this matter performs absolutely no legitimate function except to paint a false and or misleading picture for the public. We've stated previously that as soon as plans have been finalized and approved by all of the partners organizing this event, briefly, that would be the World Meeting of Families, city, state, and federal agencies, and a number of others, we will jointly, officially, publicly share those official plans. I cannot stress enough that we have a great working relationship with all of our partners, and all of us are committed to releasing accurate information in a timely manner. As a part of our plan, which included the release of transportation information in June, we will be making announcements with new information beginning the week of August 3rd. That'll be next week. We ask for your patience as we continue to work through, as you could imagine, a significant number of details to ensure that all information is comprehensive, accurate, and timely. And again, as you all know, Philadelphia hosts large events, big events, all the time. There's certainly nothing to be fearful about. This is going to be a tremendous, wonderful, joyful, spiritual event, which should be joyfully and eagerly anticipated. This is a once-in-a-lifetime moment. We will perform well, and we'll do everything we can to make sure that citizens and visitors alike have a great experience, and at the same time ensure the safety of all who are participating, and especially His Holiness Pope Francis. With that, I'd be glad, either myself or others, to try to answer any questions that you might have. Bruce.
Question perhaps more for Don or Bob. To what degree are you concerned that some of the laws surrounding the security issues is going to dampen crowds and make this less of an event than you would hope it to be?
So Don, I'll be up in a second, but for myself, on the same question. I mean, I think that only happens as a result of repeated reports of inaccurate or fearful information that in many instances just has no basis in fact or reality. I understand, given the nature of the world today, that, at times little people who have little pieces of information will try to put out what they have or what they think they have in an effort to make themselves larger than they might be. It's unfortunate. It can create an environment where folks might have less confidence than they should. Again, I want to assure you that when there is official information to be released, we'll release it officially. We're not in the business of leaking information or kind of sharing part or a piece of information. And we want to make sure that, again, citizens, visitors, whether in the United States or folks who are traveling internationally, that they come and that they have this once-in-a-lifetime experience with all of us. There'll be a lot of us here, and it's a lot to manage, and there will be some inconvenience, certainly. But I think with good planning on our side, and as we talked about this before, on the part of people who are coming or people who are already here, getting the right information and understanding it, we will all get through this, and it should not have any negative effect on people coming, attending, enjoying themselves. But again, I would only petition you to try to resist the urge to print or publish or, what was that word? I think you used the word hoopla, create hoopla around inaccurate information, which can only upset people. So, Donna?
Thanks, Mayor Nutter. Our message has been, and it continues to be, come to the World Meeting of Families. It will be a once-in-a-lifetime event for our city, for our archdiocese, and for our country. That's why it is so important that the information be put out there in a comprehensive, clear manner from us as a team. And we are a team. We're all in this together. This is such an incredible opportunity for our city. Let's embrace it. The logistics will work. What's important is that the information be shared in a very clear way. Every day, we challenge our team to think about everyone who is impacted by the logistics. This is so different in scope from other papal visits. From 1979, the visit of Pope John Paul II, you really can't even compare it to that. We are thinking every day about the impact on the nurse from Mayfair, who has to get into the city to work a night shift that weekend. The family from France who's coming here for the World Meeting of Families. Families coming from Pittsburgh. All of the hotel workers and all of the businesses. All of that has to be taken into account. And because of all of that, that's why it's even more important that only when the complete plans are put in place that the information be shared. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry.
Back to you.
Yeah, sure. Do me a favor, just remind me. Mm-hmm.
As you guys are trying to pull this out there, last week I spoke with a number of intercity bus companies that had no clue that the Greyhound terminal
Intercity bus company. Sure.
And they run dozens of buses in and out of Philly daily.
Yeah.
They didn't know that the Greyhound terminal was closed yet. And they're planning logistics as well for the trip. And so I think the concern that people have is that not everyone, that some people are falling through the cracks. And I guess my question is, like, what do you guys do to make sure, with the communication process being what it is, you guys want to wait until it's a comprehensive picture, to make sure that people who need to start doing it now are being informed.
Yeah. We are. I don't know who exactly you spoke to, and certainly you don't have to reveal their name in public, but we're aware of that situation. And I think as Donna laid out, each and every day, there is some either ongoing or new communication with someone who may be affected, think they may be affected, who, as it turns out, may not be affected in any particular big way. But we're within 60 days of the start of the World Meeting of Families, and the planning, the communications is ongoing, is consistent, and is regular. Certainly even through events like this moment, people will start thinking about different things. They'll get in touch with us, we'll get in touch with them, and we seek on a daily basis to perfect the process. But we're not waiting until I thought I heard a little bit in your question, and if it wasn't, that's fine. I'll just kind of address it. I mean, we're certainly not waiting to some kind of magical day to be in touch with this entity versus that entity. That's not what we're talking about. What we've said is when we have full detailed plans, they'll go out to the public. That does not stop us from talking to the hospital, the apartment building, the hotel, the restaurant. I've taken 2 personal requests from folks who are due to deliver their babies on the day that Pope Francis is supposed to arrive. They live in Center City. Their hospital is in Center City. They would, other than hoping to maybe get a blessing, they're really concerned about, kind of getting from point A to at least point B, which would be the hospital. So, it's even at that level that, we're trying to really address home concerns. What I mean by when I say by home, like people who live here, who work here, and how they move around over a 3.5 day period of when the most intense activity will take place, as well as folks who may be coming to Philadelphia for the first time in their lives. Yes.
Make sure I understand correctly in your initial comments. The full detailed plan will be out next week.
No, what I said was that there will be some announcements next week, similar to what we did with the transportation plan in June, which was a fairly detailed press conference with a whole bunch of folks. And what I said was we'll be making further announcements with new information next week.
But at what point would issues such as perimeter traffic and such be answered? Given the occasion of these maps showing up on the internet, at what point are you going to actually have the real map?
Well, if I take it from your question that you're at least prepared to acknowledge that these are not the real maps, which would be a great achievement here today, we'll handle issues of perimeters, street closures, et cetera, pretty much the way we've handled them for other big events that have taken place in the city. Again, we announced, I guess that was down at Independence Mall a little while back, the 4 different locations, I believe, that we know where Pope Francis is going to be. Again, if you've been here for 15 minutes, you can kind of figure out the most impacted areas, traffic routes, et cetera. We know that this is, most of the activity is somewhere between the Art Museum and Independence Hall. I guess it is maybe at this moment one of the most important things to say is that this is, in addition to the leader of the Roman Catholic Church, Pope Francis is also a head of state. It's the smallest country in the world, but he's a head of state. And as we would do with any other head of state, or even the President of the United States of America, we usually don't give long-term advance notice of A, either where the President is going to be, or B, how he's going to get there, or what streets are going to be closed or open to traffic with a significant amount of notice. Again, it's a world leader, and safety is paramount. I am not planning to give every nutcase in the universe a significant amount of advanced information from a security standpoint as exactly where and when and how and what route Pope Francis is going to be transported. So when we have Thanks. So whether it's Wawa Welcome America, or whether it's Made in America, or some other huge major event that takes place in the city, usually a few weeks out, we put out information with regard to anticipated street closures, what's going to be open, what's going to be closed. Again, at least I know from a print side and as well as radio, probably TV. You all have printed those notices on many, many occasions. We expect to follow pretty much the same process and procedure that we have in the past. This is a multi-layered planning process with a half a dozen plus law enforcement agencies and others, just on the law enforcement side. And so over the next few weeks, you will get a series of aspects of information that are important for the public to get, but they'll also be accurate, they'll be official, and you'll have all the information that we're allowed to release in concert with our partners. And I know you all have reported that the lead agency here is the U.S. Secret Service. And so whatever is put out in concert with the U.S. Secret Service and the other law enforcement agencies that are involved, as well as, of course, World Meeting of Families, City of Philadelphia, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Yes?
The Secret Service has said that it could be as near to the event as 2 to 3 weeks before, when we're talking about bridge closures, street closures, perimeters. Can you give the Philadelphia businesses in that area, the people who really do need more than 3 weeks notice, any sense of if that's your understanding as well?
Well, I'm probably not going to comment on kind of a repeat of, kind of down the lane what the U.S. Secret Service said. So I think what I will do is I will say whatever I'm going to say when I'm saying it with the U.S. Secret Service. I've not had that personal conversation with them. So I don't comment on things that I'm not directly a participant to a conversation. We will, the same businesses that you're talking about, we are talking with and talking to and helping them to plan how they deal with, again, obviously employees, service folks, people who have to get to work, especially, on a weekend, which, is a little different than businesses that are primarily kind of more of a Monday to Friday operation. But, as easily as early as Thursday or so of that week, I mean, folks have to get here. So you're going to notice there are going to be a lot more people in town, certainly by that Thursday, and businesses will actually probably start taking some actions as early as Thursday of that week. But the folks that you're talking about, we are talking to. Whether or not we've released something publicly or not does not mean, I can absolutely tell you, does not mean that we're not in conversation and discussions and making plans with them in the areas that we know are going to be significantly impacted. Yes. Just remind me.
Associated Press. 2 months out, 2 months from today, from now, Pope will be speaking to 1 million, maybe more folks. We've heard last week, I think it was actually reported on possible closure of Bed Franklin Bridge, or possible tell us, can you confirm those, can you deny those? It's 2 months out, and yes, this is a world leader conference, but it's not like any other event I think that the city's ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'll absolutely agree with the last thing you said. It is unlike any event that most cities will ever see in their time. It's again, it's a little less than 60 days out. So I'm not going to talk about bridges or I-95 or who was in what meeting. And I think there was, I think it's been cleared up in the news media about a week or so ago as to whether or not some inaccuracies may have been spoken specifically with regard to the PPA meeting that you're referencing. I think there were absolutely some inaccuracies in some of those comments, and I'm not going to go back over that territory. I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus. With regard to bridges and state roads, again, those are under jurisdictions outside of the city government, and so with our partners, when there's the appropriate time to make announcements, and again, there's been much speculation about this road, this bridge, that bridge, which, again, try not to deal in the speculative world. We'll get that information to you as quickly as possible. These plans continue to be under review. We are striving desperately, on the city side, striving desperately to strike the appropriate balance between safety first and maximum accessibility, which is the request of Pope Francis and his team. And on the city government side and the World Meeting of Families side, we are trying to make sure, and working with a variety of partners whose primary focus, of course, again, is security, and it's the proper focus, that we want a secure environment, but we also want an accessible, friendly, open environment that truly allows people to experience, at least for many of us, certainly given my age, a once-in-a-lifetime experience. That is a tremendous balancing act and requires a lot of conversations and a lot of meetings, probably a little bit of back and forth. I'll leave it at that. My hope is that we'll win most of those battles, but we do understand who ultimately is in charge and responsible.